her can-do attitude, love of simple gardens and decades of experience, Charlie Dimmock is one of Britain's best-loved gardeners.
Looking good, boys.
But the new kids on the gardening block are the Rich brothers.
We want to be the brothers that change people's perceptions of gardens.
Winners of multiple medals at the Chelsea Flower Show.
Oh, wow. Good turn.
Amazing, isn't it?
The boys have become known for their dramatic outdoor spaces. Now these two different generations of gardening are going head-to-head.
I know they've got a gold medal, but I can come up with a few ideas.
They're meeting frustrated garden owners across the country.
The photos made it look tiny. It is, isn't it?
I'm sure you've seen larger.
I don't know what to do with it.
And will each pitch them a design based on their needs and budget.
It looks really exciting.
It doesn't look like it could be our garden.
The winner brings their design to life.
Hold on.
Sweet, isn't it?
And the loser has to help them build it.
Oh, I'm getting irritated now. We're sort of faffing around.
This is what happens
Does he ever get irritating?
All the time.
when different styles collide.
Who chose these?
1, 2, 3.
This looks like your design.
Yeah!
To turn garden dreams into reality.
Wow, open your eyes.
Wow. It's amazing. It's beautiful.
Today, Charlie and the Rich brothers have a very big garden to battle over.
Kerry and Chris have sent this through from Pontefract, and they're a lovely couple with 2 children.
They look really lovely, family, don't they? Real smiley.
Account manager Chris and his wife Kerry live in West Yorkshire with their 2 young children, Anis and Rudy. They moved into their family home in 2013.
And the reason that they bought the house was because of the garden. So I think it means a lot to them.
Big old garden, though.
It looks like it doesn't end.
It is, it's very long, isn't it?
The garden is 10 metres wide and 50 metres long.
We do appreciate the size of it. It just doesn't work. It's not, you know, I kind of think it could do so much more.
I mean, at the moment, it's just a big space, load of grass to cut every now and again.
And it couldn't look more different to the family home, which in the last few years has been completely modernised.
They've just built an extension, like a garden room into the house, so now they're focused on the
So
garden.
you can see all the garden now, can they?
Yes, yeah, exactly.
It's staring us in the face every day in terms of what needs to be done. But then, yeah, and it will be wonderful when we open up those bifold doors onto this amazing garden.
But Kerry and Chris don't just want their new garden to look stunning.
I'd just like the whole family to eat a more organic, vegetarian diet, so this garden giving us the opportunity to grow lots of organic vegetables. I think something that's really natural would look amazing.
So she's really into the good life. She's more Barbara than she is Margot. Oh, you boys are so young.
Kerry and Chris may dream of the good life, but they don't have a huge amount of money to achieve it.
So budget is pretty decent, it's £2,000.
Yeah.
It is quite a big garden, though.
I appreciate that for a garden of this size, £2,000 is not a lot of money. I kind of have the idea of what I would like the end product to be, but how to get there and what planting and stuff is beyond me.
And I don't have a clue.
Looks pretty,
But just weeks after they first heard from the couple, Charlie and the boys are faced with some unusual early spring weather in Pontefract, which is under several inches of snow. Not exactly ideal conditions for recce in a garden. Today they are looking for a hidden gem of information that might give them an edge when it comes to their design.
definitely large.
Yes, it is. It's got lovely mature trees as well, so it's going to be really interesting. Oh, I've got a snowflake on my nose. No, yeah, trees are gorgeous.
I have to say that tree's a little dodgy.
Call that one the totem pole, don't they?
I think this one's going to be a bit of a challenge with the budget.
Maybe have nature on our side, maybe, for this one.
Nature on our side. Well, she's really helping us out at the moment.
The garden may be a blank canvas, but the boys want to see how the couple's taste in interiors might give them some clues.
Oh, wow, look at this.
Yeah, it's
now, this definitely stands out. It's a pretty funky floor, isn't it?
It does. Do it remind you of anything?
Does, yeah. I think Nan and Gram's
Yeah,
kitchen.
yeah, exactly. I was thinking that.
Yeah, it's really funky, really 60s, isn't it?
Meanwhile, Charlie wants to probe them for ideas on what they want from the garden.
Fabulous view of the garden. It's sort of just right in front of you.
It's going to be our garden room.
I mean, having the room here has probably made you go, ah,
That is absolutely it. When those doors went in, I was sitting there looking, thinking, where to start?
And look at this as well, like a lovely wooden surface. Kind of retro and then nice and natural. A little bit of curves.
A little bit of curves. Yeah, there's nice balance, isn't there?
Yeah.
And funk, isn't it?
The boys can see the couple like using natural materials and are fans of retro style.
Yeah, because they've got, like, the wood, the funk, they've got some lovely little fixtures. This baby seat's pretty cool.
That's epic, isn't it?
Isn't that nice?
And then this wallpaper as well. Looks like cow parsley. Yeah.
All quite retro, but it all, yeah, works really well, doesn't it?
It does.
Harry and David are already brimming with ideas, but Charlie wants to know how the garden could improve the family's lives.
what do you want from the garden, apart from bringing the garden into your garden room?
Just a reflection of nature rather than something sculpted. Because my idea with a formal garden is that you would be asking the children to, don't step on that and, you know, stay away from there. And I want something that is, you know, for us all. And I had the idea of a garden that could provide for us.
It's fun, lots of nature involved, lots of vegetables and fruit, and slightly wild and woolly.
Yeah, absolutely,
yes, definitely.
Perfect.
Turning a plot that's half a football field into a haven for nature and an inspiring vegetable garden for £2,000 is a huge ask. It's going to take every ounce of Charlie and the boys' creative thinking to make it happen. So, our rival designers get straight to work. Each of them has to come up with a design for Kerry and Chris's perfect garden that will work within their budget. The couple will then choose a winner, and the loser has to help the victor build the garden. So who will the couple go for? Will it be Charlie, a safe pair of hands who's seen her fair share of veg plots and wildlife gardens? Or the boys, who are more known for their modern outdoor spaces and might offer them something out of the ordinary? It's time for the big pitch.
That's amazing.
So what we wanted to do was to create this very beautiful garden for you. The garden's quite large, so what we wanted to focus on was splitting it into these 3 individual areas. The one straight out from the terraced area is kind of framed with these bold orange walls.
So this is much more of a naturalistic space. There's a much larger lawn area, but it's surrounded by longer grass, so like wild meadow. So that'd be great for wildlife and encourage more native species. And then that leads on into this network of organic foraging paths. So somewhere that's just really fun, really wild, really natural.
This garden is a basic structure for you to develop.
Yes.
Okay. And I've got sort of 3 key areas. This key area here, it's very organic, flowing, it's banked up soil, sort of slightly Teletubby land, you know, that curving
Undulation.
Undulation to add a bit more interest.
With one eye on the budget, Charlie's playing it safe by using existing elements in the garden to create a long flowing plot that the couple can develop as the years go by. But by pitching 3 different gardens in one, the boys are going for broke. Can they deliver all this for £2,000?
The next area are the vegetables. Raised beds, again with big curves on them just to make them a bit more interesting.
The boys are taking the idea of planters a step further and appealing to Kerry's love of retro colours.
We've got 3 cylindrical raised beds. So these would be concrete cylinders that we paint a warm orange. And these are things that you can get the whole family orientated around, growing your own veg, you know, picking it, eating it, bring it into the kitchen.
Yes.
And then from there, it leads you into a network of organic foraging paths. So this would be a really soft, really natural area where you can plant all the fruits, raspberries, elderflower, things like that you can just pick, you can use, you can learn about. And these areas here are great for the kids as well, so they can run around, they can play hide and seek, they can make dens, and just be a really good little natural escape for them.
This is going to be seating. I'm thinking, I don't know about you, as a child, I always used to put on plays, me and my friends, for mums and dads, and I'm thinking this could be like an amphitheatre. I think these areas will be great for the children because they'll be canopied and they can make dens in there.
Exciting to think about that kind of could bring that area to life and could be our garden.
That's it. Time's up. It's now all up to Kerry and Chris.
With the boys, the thing that gets me straight away about this one is the colours. The orange and then this lovely vibrant planting with purples and blues.
Yeah.
And then the fact that that's carried through with the cylindrical raised beds.
With Charlie's, I really like the idea of the amphitheatre and the seats because the kids will love doing the show in that sort of area there. I think that's a really good idea.
And the bits where they can make dens and things.
The raised beds as well, the kidney shapes, they're lovely as well.
Yeah, because they're sort of on an angle as well,
great,
aren't they?
Yeah.
How natural it all is really, really nice.
Yeah.
The couple really want their garden to be a wildlife-friendly family space where they can indulge their good life fantasy.
It's difficult.
But only one design can win. So will it be Charlie's Teletubby-inspired garden with its log planters? Or the Rich Brothers' garden in 3 parts with its brightly coloured concrete silos? It's decision time.
Hello. Okay. It's been a really difficult decision, but the design we've chosen is.
Yeah! Oh, amazing!
I knew they hadn't quite got it.
Oh, that's amazing. So what made you go for our design?
We did love them both. It wasn't an easy decision. The flow up to the top of the garden, the fact that it's sort of 3 different areas, and then the flow to you particularly like
I really like
meadow.
This bit, just thinking about the kids, and I like the open area as well.
So that's epic. Can't wait to get started on the garden, and I think it will transform your life.
The boys may be happy, but they're promising an awful lot of garden for not a lot of money. They'll need all of Charlie's experience if they're going to make their design a reality. It's the day of the build. Thankfully, the snow has long gone, but the weather forecast for the next few days is dire. So there's no time to waste. While the Rich Brothers are off choosing plants for their scheme, Paul, the project manager, along with his team of landscapers, are getting started. And the boys' design is already causing them problems.
This should have been dropped in the backyard, but unfortunately it's in the front yard, and we have to get that concrete ring, which is 750 mil wide, through that door there. That's the only access into the back garden.
A key feature of the brothers' design are 3 concrete cylinders that will form an architectural vegetable plot. They looked quite small on the plan, but now they're here, they're not only huge, but weigh a ton.
Oh, look at that, it's meant to be OK.
Nice and steady now.
Okay,
And once they're through the side gate, they have to go through Kerry's brand new extension.
Yep. Bit to you. Easy.
Keep it moving if you can. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Lovely.
One down, just 2 more to go. One happy discovery the boys have made is that the couple had already paid for new patio slabs. So the Rich Brothers have instructed them to crack on with laying a new patio, which will instantly improve the view from the garden room. Apart from the cylinders, the other major landscaping feature are the 2 new walls that will dominate the first third of the plot. In the boys' design, the walls will create a staggered gateway from the patio to the garden beyond. But unlike the rugged natural style used in the rest of the garden, they'll be finished with a smooth layer of render. Unlike traditional brick or stone, rendered walls have a smooth finish, so they're often used in modern gardens. They're cheaper than brick or stone and are easy to paint, and are ideal for integrated seating and raised beds. The boys sold their design on the feature walls being painted retro orange. It's a bold move, and time will tell whether it works. Meanwhile, Charlie and the Rich Brothers are emerging from the undergrowth and digesting the scale of the task that lies ahead.
So nice that there's not 4 inches of snow over the garden.
I know, but I think now we can see the actual challenge ahead of us, can't we? I think that's the issue, isn't it? With larger gardens on a smaller budget, it's a really challenge to give it some impact, make it look like something.
Like concentrating the planting.
Yeah, definitely that lower area there, just outside of the kind of living room.
Yeah.
It's kind of key just to kind of sometimes just pick a point and do it well.
Yeah,
so I think that's what we're going to do, isn't it?
Well, I think the first thing for us to do is maybe get marking out the shapes and stuff. I've got my weapon of choice, so let's go.
Come.
Yeah.
But before any spraying can be done, Paul and the landscapers need approval from the bosses on the position of the concrete cylinders.
Good work, guys. Paul, you must be in charge because they're not quite in the right place.
They're pretty close to where we need them, I think.
They are pretty close.
Pretty close.
I think they're going to have to move.
OK. Well, there's enough of us to do it, so let's...
Not those kind of muscles,
No, exactly, yeah.
Got my spray can. I'll mark out where they're going.
OK, right.
And when you're in charge, you do the spraying whilst others do the lifting.
Because there's 3 concrete cylinders, it's really nice to kind of play around with their relationship with each other.
Because they're not only raised veg beds, their function, they're also a piece of sculpture. So it's really key where they go, their layout, and especially with the lay of the land, they really need to work with that angle.
So tilting these on their side and kind of playing around with their form kind of takes them away from being a veg bed, like a traditional veg bed, and much more like a bit of sculpture or a bit of art.
One of the key issues with a large garden is that small features just disappear. Big pieces of sculpture can cost a fortune, but these concrete silos will make a big impact without blowing the budget.
What's great about these is they're actually a really cheap bit of sculpture. So these ones will be about £60, is it, Paul?
Yeah, about £60, though.
And then the bigger one a little bit more?
Just over £70.
So they're really interesting, really cheap, and with a lick of paint, they'll look really cool.
One of the benefits of Chris and Kerry's plot is that there are a number of mature trees dotted throughout it, and they're all in good condition. Except for this one. The boys want it out, and because they're busy designing, they've delegated the job of telling Kerry to Charlie.
Kerry, do you have much love for this tree?
No, I feel sorry for the poor thing. but
Yes, it's obviously got a few problems in life. This bark's come off here and round there, so it's just going to keep dying back. I see you've been cutting the dead stuff out, but it's just going to keep doing that. So we're thinking of doing a bit of upcycling with it. Right, Andy, have you got your chainsaw handy, mate?
Yeah.
Stand back.
If you want to cut down a tree in your garden, do double check with your local authority that the tree doesn't have a preservation order. And, if possible, cut it down out of the nesting season.
I want you to go now. Yes, bye-bye, bye-bye.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the garden, the concrete silos are still not right. Perfectionists Harry and David are happy with the location, but now they aren't quite at the right angle.
Which way is he going to tilt this one, Harry?
That one we want to be kind of across.
Yeah.
That one just down but slightly on angle, and that one then maybe just straight down.
So all I'm doing here is I'm just marking with the spade around the planter while it's in place, so then when we move it, then we can quickly dig out the soil and then put it down on its tilt.
These are very heavy blocks of concrete, so if you're going to buy something similar, you might need some muscle.
Are you happy where we...
With the boys' backs turned, Charlie's got an idea of how she can recycle the old tree to make a new feature in the garden. But first, she needs some evenly cut logs.
It's no good running away, Andy. Are these metric 2 feet, are they?
Yes.
Boys 2 foot.
Yes. Just take a little bit out.
OK.
Hey. I've got it, I've got it.
Go.
Push yourself. It's going in. Perfect.
But just as things are going well, the weather takes a turn for the worse, which is not good news for the boys' feature walls. Before they can be painted orange, they need to be bone dry. So Harry's moving on to the flower beds.
One thing I can get on with is actually marking out these beds. And as you said, these are all straight lines, but the beds are all curvy.
Creating large flower beds is a simple way to break up the long lines of a rectangular plot, and curved beds work against the straight shape of the plot, drawing the eye away from the boundaries. But for real impact, a stunningly planted large bed in the middle of the garden creates drama. Not only does it break up an expanse of lawn, it creates twists and turns that entice you to explore the garden further. Before you start cutting your lawn, it's a good idea to use a specialist garden marking spray to mark out exactly where you want your curved beds to go.
Yeah, looks great.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
I actually love the way that you've got these two walls, which are quite kind of powerful, aren't they? Kind of really do hold this space. But then within it, you've got these lovely curved lines.
Yeah.
But the boys are taking a risk adding such big beds on a limited budget. They'll need a lot of plants to fill them, and plants cost money. So Charlie's helping them out. She's come up with an idea for a raised central bed. And the boys have given her the green light because it costs nothing. She's already got her logs, and now she's recycling the turf from the other flower beds.
So we're not taking out the trunk at all, just cut it down to grass level. I'm going to stack some turf around just to give a bit of a mound. We're going to put some logs around it, a bit more soil, and then a few more bits of log as well, so it goes in like a sandwich layer.
Further up the garden is a huge pile of soil left over from when the house extension took place. To save money, Dave is planning to use it to create the next big planting bed.
Some people would see a big brown pile of soil in their garden as a big negative, but we see it as a massive positive. Although it's a lot of soil to shift by hand and by barrow, it's really going to add a lot to this garden. And it's going to help us increase that wild, natural look by playing with the contours and the relief of the existing ground. So just by marking out a few nice curves along the ground, and then filling in with soil, it really helps give shape to the garden. So we're bringing that soil down here, and we're going to follow the curves that I've just drawn.
Once the beds are planted, the grass will grow through, creating a natural meadow. The build may be progressing, but the rain has now gone from drizzle to downpour, turning the middle of the garden from a grass path to a trench.
It's a bit like a ski slope here. So, I reckon I need about 3 more barrow loads.
Charlie's using the recycled logs as a wall and banking the soil against it. But the first plant going in isn't a flower.
So I've got this. These are spores of mushrooms, edible mushrooms, and we're basically impregnating the logs with them. So cardboard goes down on top of the logs. Now it does say that you should wet the cardboard, but the rain's doing that for us very nicely. And that's going to act like a seed bed for the mushrooms, and then the roots can get down into the rotting logs. They're not going to get loads and loads of mushrooms the first year, but it'll take about 3 years for them really to get going. And I'm just going to sprinkle that over.
Spores are to mushrooms as seeds are to the plant. In a damp, well-ventilated area like this, they'll happily sprout for years. This added feature by Charlie should be a hit with Kerry and Chris, as they're keen for their children to get involved with the nature around them.
So this will be a great area for the children to go on a mini beast hunt, because beetles and wood lice and lots of insects love piles of wood. I mean, look, we've even got some already. There's some lice in here. So it's a great place for them to come hunting for bugs. And of course, if you get insects in the garden, you're going to get lots and lots of birds as well.
Charlie may be doing it on the cheap, but it's the front part of the garden where the boys have invested a lot of the £2,000 budget.
I This is always our favourite part, kind of planting up a garden, because we've got the structure here already, and now we're going to go and plant. You've really got to think about longevity within a planting scheme. It's really easy to go just down to the nursery and pick things that are looking great now, but it's really important, you've got to look to the future, and you've got to plant a scheme that's going to give you lots of interest all the way through the year.
They're concentrating most of the planting in the 2 beds visible from the extension window.
Whenever laying out a bed, the first thing I do is really think about what structural plants are going to be the key plants within this border. For me this time, it's Millennia, and that's a lovely grass which is going to look incredible all the way through the season. In this instance, the Millennia will give this lovely structure and height. And, you know, when you're starting with a border, I think height is the most important thing.
Millennia, or purple moorgrass, can grow 1 metre high and will contrast beautifully with the wall. To make the budget work, and with such large beds to fill, the boys have invested in a large number of young plants rather than a small number of full-grown specimens. They may not look spectacular now, but will eventually fill the space and provide colour all year round.
We've got a lovely selection. As you can see, some things are kind of out, like the lavender, and then some things like the persicaria and asters aren't out yet, but it's going to give a lovely floral display.
By contrast to the contemporary planting by the walls, Charlie's finishing off her raised bed with an informal mix of wildflowers and ferns.
So we've got lots of wild flowers that will do well growing through grass, and they'll self-seed. All the primroses and violets will spread quite naturally, and they'll just keep propagating on in the long grass and look beautiful in the spring.
But the wet weather is taking its toll on the troops.
How goes it in the veggie patch then, David? I'm going to put a complaint in to the bosses. This wet weather, this liquid sunshine, I'm not keen on.
Well, complain all you like. Boss ain't listening. Let's think about the plants rather than ourselves.
One of the key elements of the Rich Brothers' design that won over Kerry and Chris was the foraging area at the top end of the garden. And David's creating a copse of fruit bushes.
So we've got 4 fruit shrubs here at the moment. We've got blackcurrant, blueberry, gooseberry and loganberry, lots of berries. And at the moment, just like kind of arranging them out in a natural kind of fashion, really. Not really thinking too much about where they go, just giving it a natural kind of, just a natural look, so that when you journey through the garden, you know, you pick up all the different ones.
April is the ideal time for planting these shrubs, and kept in a sunny spot and properly cared for, will be fruiting come midsummer. Charlie's foraging too, but not for berries. Having won over the boys with her raised bed, they've now given her another challenge.
It's lovely that the garden backs out onto the countryside, so it sort of gives you views, and also the wildlife can easily get into the garden. And I'm on a bit of a collection of materials. I have a little plan for these cow parsley stems.
One thing Kerry and Chris were very keen on was to encourage wildlife into the garden, and Charlie's come up with another low-cost idea, using old clay drain pipes.
Just right. So these are old clay land drains. And back hundreds of years ago when I was at college, we actually had a lesson on how to lay them. But I'm using them to make some bug hotels. So I'm basically stuffing them with, these are the prunings off of the hedge that Chris has cut down. And then some with soil, and then we've got some that are the canes off the raspberries. But this will make lots of different environments for insects to crawl into. And this is cow parsley, the old stems, which I've collected from outside. See, they're hollow, so absolutely ideal. And I think they look quite good.
In an average garden, there can be over 2,000 species of insect, and one of the best ways to attract them is with a bug hotel. Whether it's giant circular gabions filled with stones, bottles and earth for attracting creepy crawlies, a stumpery planted with ferns which stag beetles love, or insect apartments with tubes for solitary bees, the right environment will have your garden buzzing with nature in no time. Charlie's keen for bossman David's approval.
Hey, Charlie, what's going on here?
Look, do you not like these?
These are amazing.
They look great, don't they?
I love them. They're really, really cool.
They almost look like a bit of art.
They're amazing. Well, they're kind of like the logs.
Yeah, where do you want them to go?
Well, maybe underneath the tree there.
Yeah?
Yeah, I
With
think that'd
the
be
log?
really nice. Yeah,
So it's all...
just in front of the log, maybe.
All right.
Some nice little habitats
I
for them
quite
all.
like this as well.
Just sticking up like that.
Just stuck up like that. I quite like
An
that.
outside vase.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Like that.
How do you feel about that?
No, perhaps not.
Another key requirement in this garden is that it helps the family become more self-sufficient, and there's plenty of growing room in Harry and David's concrete planters.
Right, Paul, we've got the veg beds to plant up now. What are we starting with?
Well, we've got some fantastic courgettes here. This is a lovely yellow one.
Oh, nice. Yellow look nice against the orange, won't it?
It's going to be absolutely superb. Obviously, it's very small at the moment, but in a few months' time, it's going to have huge, great big leaves on it, and it'll be trailing over the side.
Nice.
And hopefully the fruit will really look fantastic.
Beautiful. So it's a good idea to plant them on the outside of things so they don't swarm the rest of the veg.
It is really. They're going to get very big indeed, yeah. So they need to go just about there.
Nice. And then we've got some carrots.
We've got some lovely carrots here. Obviously, we've got a really deep container as well, so the carrots can hopefully will get some really long carrots.
Some show-winning carrots.
Yeah. Can't guarantee they're going to get all the way down to the bottom, but...
Oh, it's going to love its little home there.
Yes, I think they'll enjoy that in there.
David's companion planting, adding vegetable plants that will help protect their neighbours in the same container.
What do I smell there? Oh, garlic.
Oh, garlic.
We've got garlic here as well.
Next, right.
So garlic's great, and it attracts the hoverfly, and that's great at getting rid of pests.
Yeah, no,
that's
that's
on top of things.
That'll really look after the rest of the crops, hopefully.
Yeah. Right, we've got these beautiful beetroots here. And what's so nice about the beetroots is they've got a really lovely foliage and a deep red veined stem as well. So this will link with the garden theme. And what's so nice about this is it's just experimental. It's great for the kids to get involved. They can plant up different vegetables. They can change them up each year. They can bring in herbs. And it's just a chance for them to really discover and explore gardening, really.
Whilst David enjoys the relatively clean job of vegetable planting, poor old under-gardener Charlie's back in the mud again. The boys have given her the glamorous job of planting the fruit bushes.
Now, the boys want this to be long grass with some nice gooseberries in. Now, we want the gooseberry bushes to actually establish properly. So I'm taking out a big circle of grass. That way, the grass won't take the nutrients and moisture away from the bush as it's rooting down. Once it's mature, so after 2 or 3 years, it doesn't matter if the grass does grow back underneath it. They do say that if you leave the grass there, it reduces the growth of the plant by up to 1/3. So if you have got a big apple tree and you want to slow its growth down, leave the grass right up to the trunk.
The rain has finally let up, which means that the concrete vegetable containers can at last be painted. The boys are using orange, partly to make them stand out as a feature, but also as a vibrant backdrop to the planting. Using colour in hard landscaping is a great way to create different effects with plants. In South East London, the Greenwood Theatre, part of King's College London, is now a landmark because of its vibrant exterior and urban garden. The garden was commissioned by Adolfo Harrison from Cityscape Design.
I think in London, whenever anybody uses colour, it's because they've got something to say. It's not something we really associate with these kind of grey, busy urban streets. This was always going to be a challenging site at the best of times. It's very loud, it's very busy, there's a lot of architecture going around, and before it just got lost. Colour allowed us to compete with that. All of a sudden it gave the building the confidence that you'd expect from a theatre.
The bold use of orange, pink and blue not only allows the building to make a statement, it also has a dramatic effect on the garden that surrounds it.
There's this whole world of plants that, as garden designers, we don't necessarily use because they might not be fashionable. Plants which some of us might actually think are gaudy sometimes. Here they become stars, they really do.
What could be just an ordinary hanging basket has become an interesting focal point. And evergreens and trees that would fade against grey make a bold silhouette against the vibrant colours.
One of the successes of this garden has been how it doesn't matter what the weather is, whether there are clouds, whether it's morning, whether it's turning into evening, the colours are always working, but they're always changing as well. So yes, it's lovely when it's bright and sunny and it looks spectacular. But even on those grey days, it really does cheer people up. It's really quite surprising.
Back in Pontefract, the rain may have passed, but Kerry and Chris's garden is looking rather soggy. And so are the team. But they're battling on. In the boys' design, the middle part of the garden is defined by a path mowed through tall grass, adding to the wild, natural look. The grass may be sodden and not exactly meadow height, but Dave is creating a guideline which Chris can follow when the ground dries out. With the containers done and the fruit shrubs in, it's all hands on deck to finish the feature beds between the walls.
You've got lots of Millennia in there.
Amongst the plant choices are wildlife-friendly varieties that the boys are hoping will bring the sound of bees and butterflies to the garden.
Here I've got scabious, and this is great for butterflies. It's one of the best plants, they love it. It's got a nice flower at the moment, so for really bringing in the wildlife, it's a key plant.
Colour and access are the keys to planting for wildlife. Purple is one of the colours bees can see, so lamiums, alliums and sea holly are all favourites. They also prefer single or tubular flowers, as the nectar is easier to get to. Planting flowers like foxgloves and geums will have them buzzing around your borders in no time.
Little cherry butterflies in this bed.
The boys are clearly happy with the way the garden's turned out.
Charlie, we've got these here, the hooperers.
All right.
Let me just check them. The white cloud.
Do they plant themselves?
Yeah, they'll jump right out, wiggle in.
Yeah, they'll dig
job
the
done.
hole.
Yeah.
But after planting all the fruit trees and a raised bed and building a bug hotel, the undergardener has finally had enough.
I'm just muddy now and look like I've got really greasy hair, but the garden's looking nice.
This garden build has been a battle against the elements. We've had sun, we've had snow, and an awful lot of rain. But as the very last plants go in, Kerry and Chris's huge garden is finally finished. For £2,000, it was never going to be possible to completely transform this 50-metre plot, particularly in the driving rain. But thanks to Harry and Davy's design, it's now well on its way to being the wildlife-friendly, grow-your-own-garden Kerry and Chris dreamed of. With such a large space to deal with, the Rich brothers and their team have had to make every penny count. But will the couple feel it's a big enough transformation?
OK, guys, well, are you ready?
I think so.
She looks all excited already, and she's still got her eyes closed.
Open your eyes.
Wow!
I can't believe how much you've got done. Can we go and explore?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Chris, do you like the curves of the lawn?
Yeah, it's brilliant. It really does go into the journey like you described to us when you showed us the plans.
It sort of curves and then the straight line there. That's lovely.
Oh, she does like it. She's very smiley.
So will some of these grow as tall as the wall with the lovely orange wall?
So like the hydrangeas and the grasses and things.
Gorgeous.
No, it looks like someone's caught your eye over there, Chris.
Definitely. Can we go and have a look up there?
Yeah, come on.
I'm really excited to get up here and have a look and see what we've got, because obviously I'm loving the colour.
She likes the orange.
This is your own little bit of sculpture.
Yeah.
Each one's got like kind of different things in, so this is kind of herbs, so rosemary, thyme.
So over here we've got the veg, we've got our broad beans, and then we've got our beetroot and some cabbage. Over here we've got some courgettes, yellow. Courgettes, so when they cascade over, it'll match and, you know, make the whole theme, so that's going to be really cool.
The kids are going to love these, definitely.
A bit more fun, isn't it? A bit more playful. It's definitely a different way of having a...
It's a great idea.
Do you guys want to go and check out the rest of the garden?
Yeah.
This is the start of the wild part of the garden, and, you know, it gets more intriguing the more we walk.
This is where we'll be able to be foraging.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, you've got your blueberries there, gooseberries, black currants, and then some loganberry bushes over there.
And we use the old kind of stumps.
Yeah, this looks absolutely
does
gorgeous.
look brilliant.
I love it.
This was Charlie's dab hand.
I love it. It's sort of quite sculptural as well, in a natural way.
Yeah.
Still smiling.
Charlie's also planted loads of kind of British native plants here as well. So we've got our snake's heads, we've got the primulas, some violas, and then some ferns as well.
They'll just sell seed and we'll have more and more and more.
Yeah, exactly.
Gorgeous.
And then this is what we've done with the pile of earth that was just a kind of useless mound.
Big pile of earth.
Yeah.
We've just created a little bit more contour.
And with the grass a lot taller, it's going to really define these shapes.
Makes you feel like you're on a kind of nature walk.
So do you feel that this garden has achieved the brief?
Absolutely, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And it's kind of solved my problems of not knowing where to start with something this size and what to do. So, yeah, amazing. Thank you so much. Really, thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
It's gorgeous.
It's a miracle transformation.
Luckily, we've got a good team, plenty of wheelbarrows, plenty of willing people. It's amazing.
The boys are relieved that Kerry and Chris feel they've got their money's worth. And just a few weeks later, the sun is shining. And the garden is already coming into its own. The concrete walls have finally been painted, creating a dramatic retro-inspired entrance to the garden, all for just £350. Using giant concrete cylinders enabled the boys to create a bold statement in a large garden, and will be bursting with vegetables and herbs come the summer. Not bad for under £200. But even cheaper is Charlie's Bug Hotel. Made from recycled materials from the back of the garden, it's a haven for creepy crawlies. Harry and David opted to invest in younger plants to fill more of the plot. £70 got them 6 young fruit bushes that will grow to fill the upper part of the garden and enable the family to forage to their heart's content, which left over half the budget to spend on flowering perennials, which are already establishing, and will create 2 colour-filled statement flower beds for Kerry and Chris to enjoy from the window of their new garden extension.
Looking as quirky and different as exciting as it does, it's brilliant.
Once the grass starts growing that little bit and they mow their paths, that'll instantly make a massive difference, won't it, with this garden?
You won't get me out of this garden now.